Now that the season of Invincible is done, I really needed to talk about it. And what better to talk about than one of my favorite characters in the show, Rex.
Yeah, I got eyes too, robot.
There's gonna be spoilers from season 1 all the way up to season 3. And use this chance to smash that subscribe button and like, and let's explode us into 10,000 subscribers.
Eve? I thought you were at the funeral. Anything happening? Is Rex around? You piece of shit!
Rex is one of my favorite characters in the show because he's one of the better written characters in the show. The character development and the time they put in the character is just amazing. You can't help but like him. If you compare him from his introduction to his death, the Rex that we met at the beginning of the show is not even close to the Rex that we met at the end of the show. Let's start with Rex's introduction at the beginning of the show. That man, for the lack of a better word, was trash, an actual asshole. He only cared about himself. Even as a hero, he only cared about himself, never really cared about saving people's lives. He was basically just being a hero because he was sold into it when he was young. He represented all the worst qualities that you could have as a man. Everything bad that you could think of in terms of character, that was Rex. Is there an explanation for that? Maybe it might be because he was sold off by his parents when he was a baby, raised by scientists, and never got the opportunity to learn actual morals from a loving parents. That might have contributed to how Rex was, but nonetheless, he was an asshole. Cheated on his then girlfriend Eve with a team member, Kate. I mean, that reminds me of someone that is very familiar. But that was early Rex. He would make decisions that only revolved around himself, even if it was detrimental to his team and his job. But towards the end of season 1, you start to notice a little bit of change from Rex. This can be seen when he tried to console Mark after the whole ordeal with Angstrom Levy and his fight with his dad.
Fake Mark!
Mark was really at a low point in terms of self-confidence, and Rex was one of the first people to say, yo man, you do good. That at least shows emotional intelligence from Rex, from somebody that only cared about himself before. But season 2 was pivotal for Rex's character direction turn, I guess. A lot of things happened to Rex in season 2 that really forced the character to change. First of all, in his opinion, Kate cheats on him with Immortal. For some reason, he thought they were together. I don't know why Rex thought they were together, but he thought they were together. So you could say he got a taste of his own medicine. So maybe that kind of made him reflect on how much of a piece of shit he was to Eve when they were together, and even to Kate, because even the things that he was saying to Kate were wild. But you do notice Rex change slowly. He becomes less self-centered and he starts looking outwards to other people and how they feel. This was seen with how he consoled Eve after the whole thing with the park and getting people hurt. She was feeling really down, and Rex was the person that really helped in her, getting more confidence in herself and in her job, and reminding her how great of a person she was. You wouldn't be able to do that if you hadn't grown from who Rex was previously. This is the same girl that he cheated on, so for him to do that is really good for his character. But then he almost died after fighting the Lizard League. Yeah, so when Rex is called up after all the Guardians have gone to Mars to fight the Lizard League, it seems like it's going to be an easy mission, but then that was one of the most traumatic missions that he had ever experienced. Witness the death of Kate. At that time, that's what he thought. He also saw the brutal swallowing of Ray.
Hey, idiot! Yeah.
And then finally, he gets shot in the head.
Just do it, you prick.
His life flashed before his eyes. So that was very pivotal in Rex's life, because when he woke up, it was a complete 180. This was a man that had seen the light, and he was like, I'm not happy with how I live my life. I need to change it. And it was an instant switch from the Rex before to the Rex right now. And that's when Rex kind of became my favorite character, just because of the little things that he did. First of all, he was very important in getting Mark and Eve together, and it takes a lot from a man to set his ex up with his friend. That's a lot of maturity from Rex. I mean, how many people do you know that would do that? Yeah, so that kind of concludes season 2, and then in season 3, that's where you get the last part of Rex's life, the full circle of his life. This is a well-realized Rex. I mean, we start to learn a lot more about Rex in his past. That's where we found out how he was experimented by scientists when he was younger, and they kind of grafted things to make him a superhero. All his life, he's always been a superhero. That's the only identity he had. He's similar to what child actors would be. You know, they never really lived a normal life, so it's hard for them to integrate to society because, you know, their life is just so much different from other people. But then the closer he gets with Ray, after her traumatic experience, wants to get more of a normal life. Rex started getting some W's. You know, he really got much closer to Ray. In fact, he cooked dinner for Ray when she told him that she wanted to be normal, and, you know, she didn't get the chance to cook it because of some monster attacked them. He took it upon himself to prepare a meal and cook for her. That's a big deal because to be able to do that, you're putting somebody's feelings above yourself. They end up even getting together. They develop a relationship, and within the relationship, it's split up in two because Rex can't leave being a superhero because that's all he knows. And
Rex, you, got a minute?
So, dinner the other night. I'm not crazy, right? There was a thing between us.
Yeah, but, that's not why I'm here. I'm quitting, Rex.
You're what?
Ray wants to leave being a superhero because of her traumatic experience. Usually a selfish person would be angry about that, but he was fully supportive. He helped her move out, never made her feel bad. He was happy for her that she was leaving.
Whoa, what are you doing?
Coming with you.
You can't unquit on your first day. Now lay one on me, mama. For luck.
Even though it was at his expense and he wouldn't be happy that he was leaving his girlfriend. When they started doing that, I just knew that something wrong was gonna happen. So when the episode came in that he was helping Ray move out and the Invincibles attacked, and he was like, you know, they played the classic scene, I'm gonna be back, don't, like, you know, wait for me. I just knew, okay, something is gonna happen because they can't build up a character from the bottom so much like this and just let him go. So, you know, I wasn't surprised when he ended up actually sacrificing his life to save.
You're out of shit to explode. I've got one thing left. My entire goddamn skeleton.
His teammates, the same team that before, based off his own desires, would split it up, but this time around he put his life on the line just to make sure that his team members escape. And, you know, his death was amazing. He exploded himself, successfully killing one of the Invincibles. I mean, that's poetic. And at the end, when we see the funeral, you see the reactions of everyone. Eve, the person that he cheated on, could not even talk. Rudy, that essentially is a Rex clone, was clearly distraught. Everybody was just feeling down, and that's because at the end of the day, Rex made an impact to everyone, even though he started off so bad at the beginning. And for me, watching Rex's story, I saw a person grow up from like one of the most hated characters to one of the most loved, and I find myself liking Rex more and more and more. And his death was so emotional for me because I don't think I connected to any one of the other characters as much as I connected to Rex.
Rex and we had a complicated relationship.
And he was the comedic relief of the show. He was just too cool. But yeah, that brings me to the end of Rex's character analysis. It was more of a character breakdown and his journey rather than an analysis. And yeah, if you want us to do more Invincible videos, just, you know, put it down in the comments. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe. Catch you in the next one.